I don't know about y'all, but I'm a little bit hungry. I think I need me a little taste. Time to slice it, dice it, roast it, and toast it. From the crown jewel of our state on the Gulf Coast in Grand Isle, Louisiana, it's time, baby, for a little taste of Trey. Let's do it. My name is Father Trey Nelson. I grew up in South Louisiana, in and around the city of Baton Rouge. The most important things to me are family, family events, and faith, and of course, food. I love backpacking out west in the mountains of Colorado, but I always love coming home to the great state of Louisiana. I spent a lot of my childhood on Grand Isle, and whether it was walking along the beach or driving with my dad along the back roads of the island or hanging out with my cousins at Camp Riptide, it's a great place to be. I love the water. I love being on the water, near the water. I love the smell of salt air. I love Tiger Stadium. Go Tigers. I love soups. I love potatoes. I love stews. I love stuffing other things along with stuffing myself. I love fresh seafood. I love cooking for you and other people. I love the sunsets. I love the bayous of Bayou Lafourche. And I love coming home. This is my show, and I'm happy to cook for you. Friday, July 24th, our destination was Grand Isle by the end of the day. There was some bad weather out there in the Gulf, but we were determined. So we loaded up the Jeep with everything necessary to either fish and or just relax, and we headed out. The next thing you knew, we were rolling along the island section of Highway 1 to our final stop, Camp Riptide, the home away from home of my cousins Nelson and Sally Daly. My family and I have been going to Grand Isle ever since we were kids, and so it was extra special for me that we were invited to record segment 3, Trout Almandine, at this very special place. Let's go inside and get started. Segment 3 is not only a special dish, but a special place. We're doing it on location. We're in the galley, I call it the galley, the kitchen at Camp Riptide in Grand Isle, Louisiana. Compliments of my cousins Nelson and Sally Daly. My nephew Michael running the camera. His dad is in the other room hiding. He thinks he's supervising. We'll just let him think he's doing that. He's really not. Okay, we're just going to do whatever. Tonight we're going to do a very basic recipe, and then I want to tell you a little bit about what we did today. Tonight we're doing trout almandine. We've got some beautiful trout fillets. We're going to do it with some sauteed corn, which has some garlic and bacon and onions in it. We'll talk about that later. And we're doing some oven roasted asparagus, okay? But first, before we really get into this, I have to just say that this is a very special place. And for those of you who have come to Grand Isle or you like to come to Grand Isle, you know it's a special place and you know why. We asked 3 or 4 different people today what makes Grand Isle so special. Here at the camp, and then up at the road at Blanchard's shrimp place on the dock, and they all said the same thing. It's comfortable, it's family, it's casual. It's, as one guy put it, you'll hear him in the interview later, the crown jewel of the state of Louisiana. And it really is. Other beaches elsewhere are nice, but when you come here to kick off your shoes, you do what you want to do, and you relax. And I always say the saddest part about a stay at Grand Isle is when you have to put your shoes on, because that means you're going home. So today we took a little ride up and down the island. We went and bought some shrimp. In a moment we did an interview with the man at the shrimp dock. We're going to let you meet him, and he's going to tell us a little bit about himself and the business and the shrimping industry itself, just a little bit, but enough to like really be interesting. There are 3 marinas technically here on the island. There's Bridgeside Marina, and then there's Silver Dollar down at the other end. And then there's the newer of the places called the Hurricane Hole. And we went to all 3 today and we took some footage, and I may reference them while we're cooking, and you'll get to see some of that footage. It was really kind of a cool thing to do. And in a moment we're going to sit down and talk with my cousin Nelson, who owns the camp, tell us a little bit about the history of it all, okay? But right now we're going to do some trout almandine. It is, for a lot of us, our favorite way to eat trout. It's very simple. If you look here, we've got some really, really beautiful trout fillets. I've seasoned them on both sides. What did I season them with? Really simply, just salt and pepper. That's it. You want to make sure you don't put too much, especially too much salt. And then we're going to dredge them in flour. You want to watch this. It's just real simple. Kind of a light and easy coating. You know, it doesn't require a lot at all, okay? See how easy that is? The key to this whole thing is to have what you need to do the job, like a little pan like this, semi-shallow pan, okay? You're not looking to deep fry it. That's not what this is going to be. It's just a light coating, and when the butter and the flour on the fillets come together, it makes just for a wonderful little beginnings of a wonderful little sauce, okay? I'm doing this pretty quickly, you see, because it doesn't require anything fancy. This is not one of those double breading things like with the chicken Delmonico where you did flour, eggs, and breadcrumbs, okay? This is just simple passing it through flour. Shake off the excess like that. That's pretty important because you don't want it to be too thick, all right? And again, you use your favorite seasoning. If I was at home, I'd probably use my own mix, which is Padres seasoning mix, which has got about 7 spices in it. But we're here at the camp, and I thought we'd just keep it simple. Basically salt and pepper, and that's about it. All right, then we're going to melt some butter in our pan. And when you're cooking this dish, it's really easy to cook it for 1 or 2 people because you put it in and wham, bam, and it's done. We're cooking for 5, so I've got a pan that's big enough. I want to be able to cook them all at the same time because I want to serve it at the same time, and I want it to be hot. I don't want it to be cold, okay? So what are we doing here? We're probably going to do 2 or 3 minutes aside. And then we're going to remove it, and we're going to build our sauce, our almandine sauce, which is frankly kind of a cross between an almandine and a Meunier. We'll take a break here in just a second. Our corn's over here, it's already done. It's got bacon, onions, garlic, green onions in it. The seasonings are salt, pepper, and a little bit of thyme. If you hear music in the background, it's because up and down the highway, Highway 1 every now and then, people come by with their stuff blaring. It can be anything from country to rap to God knows what. All right, so we got our fillets going. I want to let this cook. In the meantime, earlier today, we not only traveled the island, but I sat down with my cousin Nelson Daly to talk about a little bit about Grand Isle and about the camp. And here's a little bit from that interview.
There's a lot to do here. Like I told you, it is one of the greatest estuaries in the world. We have world-class fishing of all sorts. Right on the beach, you can crab. They really take care of the beach now. And so there's a lot to do for families. It's a great place to come down here and just cook and have a cocktail and just laugh and have some family time. Like I said, I've been coming here all my life. Actually, before I was born, my family came here. My grandfather, my father's dad, had a camp down here, further on down the island. And the whole family would come down here. It washed away with Hurricane Betsy. My father and his family bought a trailer and did that for a few years. Eventually that washed away, and then this camp became available. We had rented a number of places for a few years, and this place came available. Dad bought it in 1972. And this was like the family home. I mean, we're scattered all over the place, and so this was a nice meeting place for the Daly family. Especially, that time of the month when the moon's out and it's this cloudless night. It's really pretty on that porch out there. I mean, we've solved the problems of the world, you and me, just sitting out there enjoying everything that God gives us, for sure. Yeah, I just love it down here. Like I said, I've been coming all my life. My whole family's come down here. It's just different. It's not better or worse. There's nothing wrong with Florida beaches, Orange Beach, and all. Those are beautiful, and they have fancy restaurants. But Grand Isle is just a place you can kind of, put tennis shoes on, your short pants, and just relax. And you usually come down here with a bunch of people, and you do exactly what we're doing this weekend. If you can't fish because the weather's not cooperating, you cook inside and you just laugh and joke, and that's a lot. To me, that's a big part of life.
Buy some shrimp. We don't know if we're going to have fish for tonight's segment to cook, so if not, we'll
have shrimp.
We'll do a shrimp dish, and if we don't do the shrimp dish now, we'll do it another time. But we're taking one of the side roads. If you take these side roads off of LA1 on an island, you really get a sense of the people who live here, the people who made their life here, and you'll see a really old cemetery. You'll drive around, you find a firehouse, and and we're working our way toward what they call the bay side of the island, you know, which has developed a lot over the years, wouldn't you say?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. This whole area is.
Sally, you don't have to look at the camera, but I asked Nelson earlier, what makes Grand Isle so special? What's the draw? How would you answer that?
It's just home.
Home.
It feels like going to your grandma's house.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah. It's a sense of family and a sense of home. Dean Blanchard Seafood.
Dean Blanchard. Blanchard. If we do the shrimp tonight, y'all, we're switching from trout almandine to pan-fried eggplant medallions with little speed bump there. Shrimp and tasso cream, you know.
Can we have both, maybe?
So, you've been here how long? This is your life, right?
38 years.
38 years?
Yeah, 1982.
82?
Yeah.
And so the shrimp that we bought today came in when?
Yesterday.
Yesterday?
The boats came in yesterday with that bad weather. Nobody went out today.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know.
Okay.
I get they're starting to ice up right now to go back for tomorrow.
And they come in like once a day, or how do you do it?
Well, it all depends on the weather. You know, the reason with the weather kind of shut it down with that little storm out there.
Yeah, but on a normal, if the weather is good, they're coming in.
We got some boats that fish at night. They come in the morning. We got some boats that go out for 2 days. We got some boats go out for 5 days. We got some boats that freeze them on the boats and go out for 30 days.
Oh, wow. Really?
Yeah.
So this is your home.
This is it. This is it. Been doing it a long time.
I asked
My
every-
grandfather had one. I was born in the shrimp dock. My father had one. When I was a little boy, instead of having a flip in, they used to put us in a shrimp box.
So what do you think makes Grand Isle so special? A lot of people like coming here.
Grand Isle's we're the only inhabited island in the state of Louisiana. I mean, it's the crown jewel of Louisiana. If you like fishing and you like being out in the water, I mean, this is the place to come.
Well, that's good. Yeah, thank you. We appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Nice
Good
meeting
time.
you.
Thank you.
We'll see you again for sure.
Okay, we're back, and this is the finished product, phase one of this dish. The fish has been seasoned, passed through flour, and cooked in butter, probably my favorite substance known to man. All right. I'm going to go ahead and pull the fish, and we're going to build the sauce. In the meantime, I have to do a correction and a thank you. My correction is, it was not the silver dollar, Marina, it's the sand dollar. I'm sorry, I still get a little nervous on camera, believe it or not. And I want to say thank you to Dustin Sheremy of Sharkies, who not only gave us some really good, awesome long sleeve t-shirts, but he gave us this fish because this is a weekend where you couldn't fish because the hurricane, I don't even know if it has a name, Category 1 was out in the Gulf, and we couldn't fish. Did it have a name?
Yes, I don't know.
We don't know what it was. And but Dustin and his wife's name is Sally. And they no, Dustin's wife. Nikki. And they rent. They rent golf carts and what else do they rent?
Golf carts, jet skis, boats.
Golf carts, jet skis, boat. It's called Sharkies here in Grand Isle. Great people, and thank you so much for the fish when we couldn't get any. All right, y'all interrupt me if I just say anything else. All right, here what we're going to do now. This is the almandine part of the meal. I've got some slivered almonds that I've already toasted lightly. Just alone, those are good, let me tell you. All right, I lost my spoon. There's my spoon. We're going to move that around a little bit, okay? Toasting those up. All right. I'm going to go ahead and, even though the recipe doesn't call for it, I'm going to add a little more butter to that. All right, and then I've got about 3 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce. All right, you ready? There we go, bro. All right, then I've got 1 lemon. The juice of 1 lemon. Bought at the Sherway here on the island, also known as the Grand Isle Mall. I mean, we all know that's true, right? And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the fillets and I'm going to put them back in. This is how I do it. I'm going to turn my fire off and put the fillets back in. Okay? That's what we're doing, just like that. And then, last but not least, you could use some parsley, but I'm going with some finely diced green onion. Okay? All right, there we go. And that's that. We're going to toss this in the sauce and we're going to serve it. And it's going to be good to go. So really, it's pretty simple. Season your fillets, pass them through flour, cook them in butter, remove them, toast your almonds, add a little Worcestershire sauce and the juice of a lemon for this amount. And then serve the fillets and make sure you spoon some of this almandine sauce over it. And that's really about it. So we're going to take a break now, unless there's something I left out. We're good, right? And shoot them guys over there, will you? Get a copy, not shoot, but you know what I mean. Get a little copy. And we'll see you at the table. Again, the menu tonight: trout almandine, roast corn with bacon, and some oven roasted asparagus with French bread. We'll see you in a second. What a table, y'all. Got our corn, we got our roasted asparagus. So here we are at the table. Tell us a little bit about the table. The table belonged to
This was my mother's table.
Sally's mom and dad, all right? And the plates?
Well, Grandma Catherine's, Nelson's mother, and
Nelson's,
her aunts.
oh, Nelson's mom. My dad had one sister. She had one brother. It was the two of them, Kay and Catherine. And this is Aunt Catherine's plateware. So thanks very much. And thanks for having us. Hope you had fun.
Coming.
Trout almandine. The recipe is online. Thanks to Michael for shooting the footage, even though shoot is not a word we use anymore. And thanks to Dustin for the fish from Sharky's here in Grand Isle. And for Mr. Blanchard, first name?
Dean.
Dean Blanchard at Blanchard's Shrimp Dock, whatever they call it. We're going to eat now before it gets cold. But again, I don't want to talk too long except to say, my friend Gail Lowe in Baton Rouge, Gail and Terry, when she hears I'm going to Grand Isle, she says, you're going to your happy place. So she knows it, and I know it, and if you've ever been here, if you haven't, you got to come, all right? Thanks so much for watching Taste of Trey, Segment 3, Trout almandine. We'll see you next time. The guy behind me, 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time on July 25th, 2020, wants to go to bed. I ain't. I'm going to have a little cigar after this, but anyway, we're doing dessert. It's probably my favorite dessert. We're doing classic bananas Foster. It's a New Orleans original recipe. This version was taught to me by Chef Terry McDonough, the nephew of retired Father Jerry Young. At the time, Terry was the executive chef at Jubin's in Baton Rouge. I had the privilege of cooking in that kitchen for Father Young's 35th wedding anniversary, and Terry showed me how to make this, bananas Foster. We're going to do this really quick. Are you ready? Are you ready? All right, good. Here we go. First, as with all things in life, we start with butter. Okay. Our bananas, Terry cuts them like little coins. It's easy to spoon over the ice cream when you serve them. That may not be the way they do it in some restaurants, but I learned this from Terry. Okay. Our butter's going to melt. I noticed Nelson and Mark disappeared. Nelson's going to come over here because this is his abode, his camp. We're not going to cut. We're going to do this whole thing from start to finish. It takes maybe 10 minutes. The ingredients are bananas, butter, cinnamon, brown sugar, orange juice, freshly squeezed, that's Terry's added ingredient, and rum. When we do the rum, we're going to flame it, so to flame it will turn the lights off. We want you to see that, okay? bananas. I should be teaching you how to do this.
We're watching.
No, you should like actually be doing it. But I know you want to go to bed, so I don't want to overexert you. 7:20, he wanted to go to bed, he's telling me. How long? Well, while we're waiting, I might say a word or two about the apron that I'm wearing. The apron that I'm wearing was purchased and custom made at a place in Grand Isle, very popular, well known, called Bridgeside Marina. It's to the right just after you come over the bridge, all right? Everything you need there. Plus, if you ever need to rent a place to stay, you can stay at Bridgeside. All right, you see how this is starting to caramelize? They're getting brown. Look at that, see that brownness right there? That's what you want. You want to keep moving it around because you don't want to overcook them, you don't want to burn them. Now all right, here we go. Cinnamon and brown sugar for all you people who are wondering. Go ahead and get that gooiness going. See it? And you want to do this until the brown sugar kind of starts to melt down, caramelize with the bananas and the cinnamon.
Look at that.
We're going to lower this for right now.
Yeah, that's the brown sugar.
Oh, wow.
All right, and then Terry McDonough, he does a little bit of orange juice. I'm not really sure why, but he said it gives it a little extra something that he likes. So that's what we're going to do.
Let me know when you're ready to flame. We can turn the lights off.
Flame on.
Flame on, Fantastic Four. Thank you very much. All right, we're going to do is
Orange, you said. That's a different twist that Gary put on it.
Dr. Daly, please report to surgery. Dr. Daly, please report to surgery.
Yes.
Now, no matter what kind of rum you use, you gotta kind of have your fire pretty high for it to, all right? We're using 151. What's the label? Q? What is it?
Non-Q.
What is it?
Puerto Rican rum.
It's a Puerto Rican rum. It's 151.
And we're all standing back.
All right. They're all standing back for good reason. Can you see this? Lights. Where is the rest of the audience? It's Mark, Sally.
Sally?
Let us pray that we do not burn the house down. Where is she?
I think she's,
Should I wait?
no. Oh, there you go.
Sorry, y'all.
Okay.
We really.
Beautiful.
All right. Before anything serious happens, we're going to go ahead and serve it.
Good job. Hey.
Bananas Foster, thank you. Bye. See you.
Oh my gosh.
That's really good, Trey. Woo. Man, it's good.
Follow me.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not talking much right now.
No, we're a little busy. It's good.
This is really.
So I'm looking for the orange. It's real subtle. It's not a lot.
I mean, there's the sunset, and then there's this.
Smells so good.
Thank you, God, for this weekend in Grand Isle. Can I get amen?
Amen.
Amen.
See you next time.